Mizensir's Musc Eternel. I'm like, is this whole... It's probably not the cleanest bottle right now, but anyway, this fragrance has been in my collection for probably like 3 years now. These are extremely exquisite bottles. I think Mizensir is just a beautiful brand. They seem to have a lot of history and timeless character behind them. They're also extremely expensive. This is literally the most I've ever spent on a fragrance because I actually bought this one new. I bought it new so I could get a bunch of Mizensir samples. So yeah, this was like $260 new. It might be more now. Like I said, that is the most I've ever spent on a fragrance. I know you can spend more. Usually I am well under $100, or I will buy it like used or something. So it's usually well under $50. But anyway, I really do like this fragrance. So I'll be reviewing it today. Also, stay tuned because I will also touch on Mizensir's edition de Veronique, which I also have this bottle of. Now, this one I did buy used on, I believe, Mercari. It was still like, I don't know, like $100. So, you know, it wasn't like cheap, but it was obviously a lot more affordable to buy it used on Mercari, and it would only lost like that much by that point. I've used / sold quite a bit, so I'll touch on that as well. As always, I try to kind of dress on theme. Obviously, this has like a very gold look to it, so I've got gold earrings. Overall, this fragrance is sweet, powdery, and extremely feminine, and kind of leans that like vintage makeup-y powder puff, sweet feminine type of vibe. So I went for like neutrals, but also this is like a dusty pink because I feel like it's a very feminine scent. So I kind of went with like nude neutrals and a little bit of pink. But I'm honestly like already too hot, so I need to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this fragrance, which honestly there's no need to spray it because like it is so freaking strong just out of the cap, but I'll spray it just to be consistent. This says, thank yourself for how far you've come. It has not been easy. I mean, I feel that, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna try and give this the smallest spray because I do not want it to do what it just did and go everywhere. Some bottles you can do like a small spray, and other atomizers it's like, no, sorry, you literally are getting a full spray. So the thing about this fragrance is it is extremely strong and it lasts a very long time, and it's very powdery. It's very powdery feminine. It's definitely got a strong baby powder vibe, like powder bomb, baby powder, makeup, all of that. So honestly, I feel like most people would not really like this fragrance. I am not suggesting you go out and buy a bottle of this. I'm not even suggesting you go out and buy a sample of this, but if you're already interested and you like powdery scents, you like things that smell like baby powder, then you might like this. Okay, so that has finally dried down. So I'm gonna just tell you like my impressions smelling it, which I've smelled it many times, worn it many times, but it is, yeah, it's a beautiful, extremely powdery, like could make you sneeze kind of powdery, floral, lightly waxy. It's just more powdery. It doesn't have any of that like dirty facet the way sometimes iris can smell like earthy, dirty, which is fine. I'm just saying it doesn't smell like that to me. Okay, then there's also the jasmine and hawthorn. So obviously I know what jasmine smells like. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of that white floral vibe, but it's more the like purple floral rose powdery vibe. And then hawthorn scent profile. I always kind of forget what hawthorn. It says hawthorn can smell subtle and ethereal, characterized by a combination of floral, green, and slightly sweet notes. Subtly sweet, almond-like undertones. So yeah, I think hawthorn can be a bit powdery. It can kind of be a bit in that like powdery florals vibe, like violet or like iris or like mimosa, you know, kind of in that powdery floral realm. So the hawthorn makes sense too, I suppose. Okay, and then lastly for our base notes, we've got two base notes, which are white musk and tonka bean. The tonka bean comes through more like a vanilla, I would say. It's not like super depthy or like, you know, tonka bean I think can be a little bit almost more like nutty or leathery nuances, as well as like vanilla. But yeah, I'm not getting anything like too intense. It's really more like a vanilla. I think that with the florals, it just, there's a little bit of like sweetness, but not over the top. White musk as well, that makes sense. I feel like the only thing missing would be like a powdery notes, because this is like so powdery. There's no way all of that could actually smell this powdery. It definitely needs like a powdery notes, in my opinion. So those are the notes. Really, I feel like I'm getting all of that. I'm getting florals, I'm getting like a vanillic tonka bean, a musk, but I'll just let you know what people in Fragrantica say they get most. They say they get most musk, iris, tonka bean, hawthorn, rose, and jasmine. Yeah. So, yeah, that is Musc Eternel. Honestly, when I have worn this, I have literally sprayed it once or twice, and that is good. It's the sort of thing where I would spray it in front of me like once or twice and walk through it. That's what I would do. Yeah. Especially because I feel like a little bit of this like powderiness can kind of smell nice and clean and comforting. But if you just douse yourself in this powdery fragrance, even if you like it, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, you know, they're gonna think that it smells like baby wipes and talcum powder and the whole 9 yards, and I think honestly that might be off-putting to a lot of people. Okay, so let's do a little detour and we will touch on Mizensir's Edition de Veronique. As you can see, the liquid in this one is completely clear, and this fragrance goes in a very different direction. It does lean a bit like vintage vibe and a little bit musky, but it smells definitely different. So this is a rose. Oh, so pretty. This is a soapy, musky, crisp rose with a little bit of like a green touch to it. I'll just briefly tell you the notes. So we have rose, musk, juniper, which gives it a little bit of like crisp green woodiness. There's also jasmine, iris, and amberwood. So you definitely get the rose. It really does smell like a rose soap. If you've ever smelled just like a nice straight up rose soap, it smells like that. It smells a bit soapy, very clean, fresh, almost a touch green, like you're smelling the rose and the leaves and the stem. There's musk, so it's got that kind necessarily for everybody, though. It's not, I would not say it's like the safest blind to buy. I think, again, this is the type of rose that most people are not too fond of because it just smells more vintage, and it smells to some people maybe more like stale or on the shelf versus like I feel like a lot of people these days want like a fresh, juicy, maybe fruity or aquatic rose, and this is not really that at all. It's more of like a traditional soapy rose. So yeah, that is Mizensir's addition to Veronique, but I really like that one myself. Okay, so to finish up the video, I'm gonna just go over some other stats on Musc Eternel. So this fragrance was launched in 2015, so it is a decade old, and on Fragrantica it has a rating of 4.03 out of 5 with 277 votes, so that's pretty decent. That's definitely like a better rating than average. So I guess for the people who have bothered to go ahead and spend this much on it, they do like it, which makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're gonna go ahead and like buy the bottle, which I don't know if all these people have, but I would hope you would like it, you know? Okay, some other stats. People are saying the longevity is on the longer lasting side. I agree, very strong. You do not need a whole lot of it. People are also saying that the sillage is kind of mid-range. Honestly, I think this has a bigger projection. I feel like people would smell you, especially if you did more than like 2 or 3 sprays. I feel like this is pretty strong. That's just me. People are also saying that this is feminine but leaning unisex. It's extremely feminine to me, but it has that very just like clean powder vibe, which I suppose like you could just think of as like, you know, you took a clean bath with cleaning products, and you know, I guess that could be kind of unisex. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up by reading a few reviews. Somebody says, oh, lovely, powdery, sparkly, in true Mizensir fashion, but with undeniable touch of fresh, spicy notes are wistful and delicate, with the spiciness highlighted in the blending. Really nicely done. A vintage concept done in a strikingly modern way. Probably all season except for high heat. Fairly unisex, just lovely. Good longevity, especially for this house. Yeah, good longevity. I agree. I wouldn't wear it in high heat. To me, it's definitely more of a cozy fall winter scent, or even spring, but on a cooler spring day. Somebody says, I sprayed 7 different Misensirs on me all at the same time for testing. This one screams off my skin several feet away and says, smell me, I'm here. Unfortunately, it's not my kind of vibe because to me it smells like baby powder and diapers, but it's the strongest Mizensir I've tried, so there's that. Yeah, it's very strong. It probably does smell like baby powder and diapers to some people as well. Okay, lastly, somebody says, achingly beautiful, delicate, and refined. This just has out of reach quality. I can't get enough of it. It causes greed in me. I want to drink it, bathe in it, sleep in it. My current favorite, not a gourmand, yet it possesses an airy whipped deliciousness that calls to mind white chocolate mousse divine. White chocolate mousse, maybe, but it has so much of that powderiness that